Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Theros 8-4 draft. Ooh, really fun pack. I gotta warn you now that I'm a little bummed. I just had a really sweet blue-white control deck that I just lost in the round 2 of the draft because of some really nasty mana screw. Always a bummer when that happens. Loved that deck. Was hoping to show that to y'all. But we can jump into another one. Again, nice pack here. Happily to take this THS Emissary first. Like this Nymph as well. All the bestow creatures are great. Lash of the Whip is here. Minotaur's fine for later on. Ordeal, not that one. This one's not that awesome. Maker's Fell is not that awesome. And the rare is serviceable. Haven't really picked these highly to try to make 3 colors work. But if you happen to get it in a color that you happen to want to splash, then not bad. But I'm super stoked for this Emissary here. And then, not a whole lot. I think I'm going to take the Voyaging Satyr here. I like blue-green quite a lot. I don't really need the Staunch-Hearted Warrior as much in that color combination, and the Satyr being able to ramp things in, especially into things like THS Emissary, is cool. Just bummed that I'm not getting another blue card right away. Could always go with the Lamphid instead, but I think this is going to be a little bit more powerful. Cutthroat Maneuvers doesn't matter. Decorated Griffin is stupid. Titan Strength is fine, Mogus's Marauder is fine, but I'm going to start here and see what happens. Ooh. So Wingsteed Rider is probably one of the best commons you could have. Triton Tactics is definitely great, especially if I want to stay on my color here. I really don't know what I want to do. My conservative pick is just take the Triton Tactics to stay on blue, because I do like this Emissary, but the Wingsteed Rider is just insane, so yeah, I'm going to grab it. I'm taking the Wingsteed Rider. I want a super fun card. And this card is super fun. Ooh, maybe we're going aggro blue-white. Just did a blue-white control, now we're going aggro blue-white. So I'll take the Vaporkin this time to be on blue. Farika's Cure is pretty good. Read the Bones is cool, so we're seeing some black come around along with Erebos' Emissary. Would probably take the Emissary if I was in black, but I don't want to go into a 4th color now that I'm already spreading myself thin. Wouldn't mind this God's Willing if it was later in the pack as well. Nimbus Naiad late is great, so we'll go ahead and take up some blue. Curse of the Swine seems to be kind of like a waste of time. Whole lot of mana to give, just to downgrade your opponent's creatures, not get rid of them, don't really care about. Especially not over the Nimbus Naiad, of course. Ooh, and Voyage's End to go right along with our blue theme. Not seeing any more white after this Wingsteed Rider, nor am I seeing any green. Would have been kind of nice to have that Triton Tactic. Just to know that I was solid blue. Bummed to pass the Omen Speaker, but definitely want that Voyage's End. Okay, so we'll take the Triton Fortune Hunter. There is an argument to take this Opaline Unicorn, but if we end up doing the blue-white heroic deck, the Fortune Hunter will be good. And right now, I'm not in need of the ramp or the fixing. And I do kind of want to cut blue since I did pass the Triton Tactics as the 1 blue signal. I want someone who maybe picked that up to not maintain that blue. Because now we're in a pretty good spot with our blue. So this is what table, the Minotaur, the Nylea's Disciple, Vanquish the Foul, Shredding Winds. Shredding Winds is going to be great against us. I saw a late Voyaging Satyr, which makes me think that green's a little bit more open than white. So I'm going to take the green removal spell over the white removal spell. I also think Time to Feed is better than Vanquish the Foul. And again, if I can be blue-green, I'd rather be that than blue-white. And we're going to go ahead and cut the next blue card here. I don't care about the Sable. Try and Short Thief isn't really a signal. I'll take the Glare. If I am in white, this is a good sideboard card. I like where we're at. We have a very strong blue base. Could go either way with our really strong white card and our 2 decent green cards, depending upon how the next pack flows. And the Snarecaster is a Snarecaster. We'll take the Piper because it's barely more playable than the Yoked Ox, but probably not by much. And seeing those last commons in those colors are kind of okay. Don't want to be fooled by the number of green and white cards we have. They aren't that great. But we have really good blue. Every card here is quality besides the Bethic Enchanted. Well, as I said, depending upon what we open would kind of determine what color we go into. And now a Celestial Archon, which is obviously insane. We're going to go ahead and grab this guy. And start moving in on the white-blue game plan. Flank Leader is also really good. Kind of bummed that's being passed. There's nothing in blue for us here anyway, and there's really no good green card. But yeah, opening the Archon means there we go. Time to be blue-white. I think the Bestow creature here is going to be better than the Wave Crash Triton. We don't have a lot of ways to target ourselves, and yeah, we want to now that we're going into this sort of heroic-y type deck, but I think I'd rather just have the solid creature that can trigger a Bestow here or there, especially at 5, versus the Wave Crash Triton, which we might even get once since it looks like blue was pretty open. Yeah. That's for sure the game plan. Oh. Oh. Nessian Asp, so good. Still not better than the Archon, though, so we're going to pass that up. We'll take the Charlatan here over the Hippocamp, because the Hippocamp is kind of a waste of life. We don't have a whole lot to care about with it right now, considering we're just really loaded up on creatures. Like, I just want to hide green. Let's go ahead and do this. What do we have for our Charlatan? We have one Voyage's End, which is fine. And the Glare is just a sideboard card. And then a bunch of creatures. So keep in mind, I want more interacting spells. But getting this guy fairly early means we might be able to get some... Oh, man. And with another Asps. Holy moly moly. Why didn't I open this guy instead of the Archon and then take the Asp earlier? Gosh. Well, I'm going to take the Prophet here. If we get another Asp, or if the first one tables or something, then I will end up ditching it. Mainly, I just... Yeah, the Battle-Wise Valor I'll want if I'm in these colors. Oh, man, I think I'm just being too greedy, right? Yeah, I think I am. I do like my white. Never mind. We're doing battle... I forgot about this, the Nymph we had here. Yeah. And honestly, probably the Archon... The Archon's got to be better than the Prophet. Prophet is cool, but if you draw it later, it can be kind of underwhelming. It needs to come down on 5. Rising Chimera? Well, I'll take this Chimera. Would love another Voyage's End, but the Prescient Chimera is also really good, so that's okay. But man, yeah, if only this had been the Prophet in the opening pack, we'd be in a pretty good spot. Arguable to take the Voyage's End since I already have a bunch of good creatures, but the Chimera is just too good. Maybe I think I'm going to take the Artisan of Forms. I'm going to hide you. Hide you. We only have one trigger right now. But I do want more heroic guys. I could take the Vanquish the Foul as a removal spell, which I kind of want. But I think if we're doing this deck properly, we're going to have more triggers. So it's like the Chosen by Heliod. And Artisan of Forms will be really good, especially because we already have good targets in our deck on its own for it. That will be kind of cool. We'll take the Stymied Hopes here versus a Crackling Trident. We don't need more 3-drop creatures. We got plenty of those. And this one, since it's off color, isn't cool. Ill-Tempered Cycle. Red is the best color here. Agent of Horizons, if we were in my color combo. And I do think Stymied Hopes is better than Dissolve in this format. I actually think I want this Fate Foretold. It helps us trigger our heroic, and we will be drawing at least a card. It cycles itself, but we have a lot of decent heroic triggers with our Rider, our Charlatan. Oh no, that's an instant or sorcery. It doesn't do the enchantment. But with our Rider and our Artisan of Forms, they should be cool. And we might even get another decent heroic dude. Maybe draw 2 off the Triton Fortune Hunter. And there's nothing else really great in the pack anyway. I'm a little worried about the Portent or the Savage, but I think this will make our deck pretty handily. I think we're going to cut the Shredding Winds, because that's a little scary against us. Our nice beefy dudes are going to be our flyers. I don't really care about the Warden, and I'm sure I'll have a Warden if I want a Warden when the time comes. We'll take the Cosine Chimera, fill out our 4-drop slot. Not that I'm in love with it, but we'll grab it. Same the Breaching Hippocamp, again over the Warden. I already have a Silent Artisan. I'm going to take the Foil Forest, because it's cool. Definitely want to cut the Fold Pine Goliath and the Agent of Horizons. Yeah, it looks like blue-green was pretty well open. Where are we at? I'd love some more Voyages ends. We'd love to upgrade these 4-drop slots, but overall I'm not disappointed. Ooh, hello Thoughtseize. I'm gonna snatch up Thoughtseize for value here. I say kind of happy to grab it here. I'm not happy, I'd rather have a better card, but if you're gonna take value, this guy's going for 8 or 9 tickets right now. If I'm gonna take a Thoughtseize just for tickets, at least I'm not passing up anything major in our colors. Burnished Heart might be okay. I'm not really looking to ramp too heavily, so it's not a huge point. I mean, the Satyr is probably the best card, and then the Courser, again, back to blue-green. Or, I mean, after, if I look in those between those two colors, the Erebus's Embassy is definitely like the best card in the pack. Ooh, favorite Hoplite, Battle-Wise Hoplite. Both really cool cards. What does my deck want more of? What do I prefer? I don't have a whole lot of heroic triggers, right? I like the favorite Hoplite and being super aggressive. Battle-Wise Hoplite I do like as well. And I think because it's a 2/2 on its own, I'm going to grab it since I don't have a whole bunch of triggers for heroic yet. Could be wrong, could prefer the favorite Hoplite, but I think Battle-Wise I'd actually want. The prevent all damage turn is actually pretty relevant a lot of the time, but gonna have to trust that this guy's great. Ooh, wonderful cards here. Divine Verdict and Griptide, Horizon Scholar. I think I have to go with Horizon Scholar, even though I really want the Griptide and the Divine Verdict. Maybe one of them will table, though I doubt it. They're both just that good. We'll probably get this Ray of Dissolution back, or the Last Breath, something to think of. If this was a weaker creature, I would easily grab Griptide or Divine Verdict, because my deck does need a little bit more on the removal front, as evidenced here when there's really nothing here. Take the Lost in Labyrinth or God's Willing. Both do the scry thing. I think God's Willing's a little bit more powerful. Side note, Leaf Crown Dryad in green. If it's green-blue, best card there. I should really stop complaining about being green-blue. I'm the one who chose not to play it. But God's Willing, I think, is going to be pretty fine. We want ways to trigger heroic, so it's okay. And we'll get there. So we'll take Vaporkin. We're really now looking at this curve and looking to be aggressive. That's our full-on game plan here. It means Omen Speaker gets a little bit more weak. Artisan of Forms a little bit more weak, especially because we don't have a whole lot of heroic triggers. Shireton could actually be cool, being able to copy our low drops in order to do double heroic. Yeah, but we're going a little bit more. Ooh, the Ordeal is actually what we do want. Wouldn't mind having the enchantments that replace themselves, just to have heroic trigger, but Ordeal's fine too, and we want to be attacking in this deck, so that'll be cool. Evangel could get good with Devotion, but I think this Chimera is much better. It's cool that we have a lot of early cards that are going to be attacking and doing things, and then have a really nice late game. We probably won't play this Giant at this point now, with our Chimeras and our Archon. That's pretty alright. Definitely would have liked a little bit stronger 4-drops here. I'm not going to take the Mnemonic Wall, despite the fact that I'm going to want to be able to buy back some of these instants, because my deck really isn't looking to play that slow, and I think these are the only 3 5-drops that I want. I'm already at 23 playables. This format tends to want 18 lands, and I do have some high drops and some really good Bestow cards. So I'm already looking to make a cut. We're taking the Hippocamp because it might replace the Coastline Chimera. I'm not too sure. I like all my 3-drops, especially now that I have more instants and sorceries that can be copied with the Charlatan. I'll take the Annul for the sideboard. Could take Traveler's Amulet. Not playing Cavalry Pegasus. I don't think I want a second Stymied Hopes. And I don't think my deck is a Thassa's Bounty deck, but Yeah, we'll take this as another instant or sorcery. Ooh, Griptide tabled. Hallelujah, hallelujah. So excited. Definitely in the right color. Though I kind of already knew that. We're doing good on blue. Don't care about you. Do care about you. A little bit. Not a whole lot. I do think blue-green were the open colors, naturally, in this draft. But we have some pretty decent, powerful white. The Archon, Wingsteed Rider being the key guys. We were able to play the Hoplite because of it. We got a couple of decent tricks going on. But man, imagine this if I hadn't been tempted so early by the Archon with all that green we saw. It would have been quite insane. But I still like the deck. This should be pretty fun. We'll try to get a fairly decent aggressive curve on, but we do have a lot of cards that dirtle around, like Artisan of Forms, that are strong enough, or the Ordeals. Those can get aggressive as well. Omen Speaker, even though it's not aggressive, it's still a very good card to help us keep the flows going. But yeah, hold on a second. We'll come bring it back momentarily. Alright, so here's our baseline deck with really nice, strong creatures all around here. A little bit of synergies going on. We only have right now 4 cards that trigger Heroic. With the God's Willing, Fate Foretold, Ordeal, and Battle-Wise Valor. And they aren't exactly the best of them. Like the Trying Tactics might have been nice earlier. But that's fine. I did pick up that Wingsteed Rider instead, which I'm happy to be having. We want at least 2 more cards, possibly 3, seeing as we don't have a super high curve. Also, you'll notice Artisan of Forms I put over here in the 4-drop slot, because that's really when it's going to be relevant and I'm caring about it. I think even though Omen Speaker is a little counter to how much we want to be putting pressure on early against our opponents, I think it's still powerful enough with the Scry too that I like it. So then my last couple of cards I'm deciding, looks like I need to shore up my 4-drop slot. I would love to have more cards that trigger Heroic, but I don't. It also means that, you know, the Charlatan isn't entirely insane, though at least the 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 of our 4 instants and sorceries are pretty good at being copied for cheap if they get to that late game. Nothing else, it's a 2-3. Griptide, if we happen to get to 7, is going to be pretty awesome if we can double up. I think I do want to play at least 1 Stymied Hopes, because I think it's pretty good in this format with all the big things going down. And I really only want to have 1 more 4-drop here. I think we're going to start with the Chimera. No, sorry, I mean, at least it does fly in for 1. I think overall it's a better card than the Hippocamp. Mind you, the Hippocamp is a little bit more in what our game plan is trying to do. I wonder, does that trigger by spell? Does this mean a non-creature card? Because this is a card that does target Heroic. I haven't heard of that actually working, but maybe it does. But I think Chimera's just not what my deck wants. I'm going to try the Breaching Hippocamp in this deck. Could be the first thing I switch out with this Chimera, especially if the Breaching Hippocamp just doesn't do anything. But the Flash and being able to untap something could be pretty relevant. We do have some nice sideboard cards here with our counter target artifact or enchantment spell and our exile target white permanent. That's fine. Even a Benthic Giant or a Sign Artisan if we feel like that's going to be important. But yeah, I like this. And I'm going to go ahead and just play 17, even though we have some pretty heavy 5-drops. Our bestows, we only have 3 bestows, right? Yeah, we're just going to keep it as 17. Gosh, ooh, I don't know if that's right. Is that right in this format? I mean, we had the 6-drop. We have all of these really nice, powerful bestow costs. Yeah, you know what? Screw this Breaching Hippocamp. Let's just go ahead and play 18 lands. I think I like that better. I think I like that a lot better, honestly. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. $10-8 good enough? Yeah, it should be. We just have a Wingsteed Rider and the Archon at double white. All we need is 1 for the other white cards. We have just so many blues. You know, this guy is not triple white. I was thinking maybe his bestow got big the way the 100-handed one gets really big. But I would like Wingsteed Rider. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do a 9-9 split. We only need 9 islands anyway. Our double blue is here at the Chimera range, so that's fine. We'll go that route. Sweet. Round 1.